My name is Platon. I am a photographer. I am a storyteller. But most important of all, I'm a cultural provocateur. The importance of pause is really key. And that's what I do. It's a picture. It's 1/500th of a second. That's what I shoot on. But it's the 500th of a second. It's the moment. And if I can get it right, then it's a way of pausing time and giving us all a moment to just think about what is happening in this picture, and if I get it right, it's what's happening in the world, and actually what's happening to us all. Photographers at their best hold a mirror up to society so society can see its reflection. And sometimes we photograph people that we don't like, and people look at my work and say, well, yeah, but you photograph some dodgy people. And never confuse my work with promotion. I'm not promoting anyone, and I'm not selling anyone. I'm there to say, I met this person, this is what it's like to get to know them, to collaborate, to engage with them. It's not for me to judge, it's for history to judge. And I put it back to the viewer to say, you go away and think about whether this is a good person, but this is their character. And it's important that we know. And if it's someone who does great harm in society, I think it's interesting to know and important to know what this person's really like. Self-belief is so important, so important. It takes so much courage to step out and share your ideas with people, especially if you've been personal with your emotions and you've been authentic. The more truthful you are as a photographer, which makes you a better photographer, the more risk there is for you to share those ideas with the world, because you're sharing your feelings, your spirit, your heart. You know, I once photographed, we're talking about particularly with music, I once photographed Quincy Jones, an absolute legend in the music world. Doesn't really get bigger than Quincy Jones. But I said to him, you know, Quincy, I'd just like to be honest with you for a minute. When you were young and you were a man of color and you were dealing with a pretty racist environment in America, you must have faced opposition because of racism in the business. And you were young as well. So I said, you must have had roadblocks and you must have faced opponents who didn't want to support your talent. What would you have said to them when you were a young gun? His face changed. His determination took over. The charisma disappeared. And he said, this is what I used to say. Not one drop of my self-worth depends on your acceptance of me. That's when I realized, oh my God, this guy's a force. Of course, he's charming and he's filled with talent and charisma, but he has a force inside of him that protected his talent, that carried his sensitive emotions forward. And that force becomes a shield. And the shield is called self-belief. I'm very proud to work with Abbey Road. As I said, I really believe in their mission. And I believe in building their platform as a cultural institution beyond just a recording studio. I think it can become, in my mind, the ambassador for the arts in London. People were supportive to me when I started. I had some wonderful champions who helped me and taught me stuff and mentored me. The least I can do is to continue that legacy and pass the torch to a new generation of photographers. And we need new photographers coming in. You know, we have to support new talent as much as we can, so that they're strong and they're prepared for a life in the front line of history. This is a message to everybody who's tuning in. It's been a huge year for music and culture and creativity and photography. So we want you to join us and weigh in on the discussions and give us your opinion. I'm intrigued to see what you all feel. That's called people power. So get involved and share your thoughts. Can't wait to see them.